Q&A mode.
Okay.
All right, so we had a question from Sam. Would love to hear the panelists' thoughts on the idea of being colorblind. Is this something we should be striving for as a culture and in our world? Madison, I know you had thoughts on this. If I invite you to go first, please.
So the short answer from my side is we should not strive for colorblindness. That's my take. Here's why. When we talk about connecting the dots or building a bridge between what it means to be an ally and what it means to be inclusive, we have to see color. Because without seeing it, you cannot stand up and advocate and or gift your privilege to someone if you can't see what they're doing or who they are. And this is no disrespect, but I want to make sure I say this too. Color blindness, I would liken to anyone who was parading around the streets this time last summer saying all lives matter. It's saying that you are not acknowledging that certain lives right now are uniquely at risk. That would be my take. It does not mean we don't care about everyone. It doesn't mean we don't love everyone. It doesn't mean that we all aren't important. But the state of things right now means that this month is incredibly important to spotlight the Black experience, the LGBTQIA plus experience, and all the in between. And that's kind of my take, but open, of course, to other opinions.
Jeff,
Sure,
yes.
I'll go with another one if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
I got into a little bit of a dialogue yesterday on LinkedIn because one person who had read one of the blogs kind of suggested the same thing. And I think at the end of the day, after us going back and forth a couple times, we both kind of made some progress into we're trying to get to the same solution, but we just have two different perspectives on it. So like Madison, my perspective is this. I don't want anyone to see me as some blank slate of color blindness. I want you to recognize all dimensions of me, which in this particular case is Black, it's same gender loving, it's Southern, and any other moniker that I might put on me that makes me this whole person. Because I think the more you know about these dimensions and these facets of who I am, the better an ally you can be to me, the better friend you can be to me, the better coach you can be to me. So while I want you to recognize these dimensions, what I don't want you to do is to treat me differently because of these dimensions, whether that be differences as it relates to a positive or an advantage, or definitely I don't want you to put me at a disadvantage because of these particular things. But yeah, I think when we go into conversations or circumstances with these blinders on of saying, I don't see color or I don't see this, at its basic premise and level, I kind of get it, but I just don't think we're honoring the whole person when we exclude these things that make us who we are. And that's my take on the colorblindness aspect of things.
And if I can add one thing, and I would point everyone back to Patrick Farrell's blog that posted yesterday at 12 noon Eastern time on the website. The title of that blog is "When All You Have Ever Known Is Privilege." And the points that he made, he was straight to the point, very thoughtful, and he was coming from the standpoint, of a white man. And so that question, I felt like he did a brilliant job of responding to it. And then just to piggyback on what Madison and Jeff said, I want you to see me. One of my friends used this analogy about Michelle Penix, who's also participated in previous blog series about it. She doesn't want to hear about this melting pot. Think about a tossed salad. Everything in that tossed salad, the croutons, the tomatoes, the lettuce, they all have their uniqueness and all come together, still keeping, their autonomy and representing what they mean, but make that salad beautiful and enjoyable. And so I want you to see me. I want you to see me, my big things are I'm Black, I'm a woman, and I'm full figured. And don't act like you don't see any of that, because all of those things create different things for me in spaces that I go in of either I feel like I'm included or I feel like I'm excluded. And so I want you to see color. I want you to see people uniquely for who they are. But when you see it, I want you to respect that uniqueness.